All right, I think we are finally good to go. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Got my volume coming through my speakers. All right, I think we are finally good to go. As you can see, I'm a little bit clumsy. I'm hitting everything. Um, been trying to get this live to come up for a minute, and it has been a pain in the butt, but I managed to get it. Anyway, we are here. Today, I want to talk about the secret strategy to building an athletic physique in only 30 minutes a day. In front of me, I've got some notes here, so that way I can stay on point and not forget what I was going to talk about. Not reading off a script, just got some bullet points. But today, we're going to talk about how to build an athletic physique in 30 minutes a day, and the struggles that men in tech are dealing with. So I've talked to a lot of guys now, either in the DMs or through my news feed. Um, and what a lot of guys in tech have expressed to me is that one of their biggest struggles with building an athletic physique and getting in shape is time. And we are going to dive into, exactly how we can solve this problem today. So, one thing I want to mention is at the end of this video, I have got a guide that is going to help you build an athletic physique in only 30 minutes a day. It's going to be a program I created with everything that you need to be able to actually get in shape in 30 minutes a day. And if you want that at the end of the video, be sure to comment the words "no time" and I will send that to you after the live. So, let's just dive right into the first things that are really holding men back. So the big lie that I think a lot of guys in tech believe is that they need more time to actually get in shape, to work out, and to build a nice physique. And the other thing is that I think a lot of guys believe that working out is a waste of time. And beyond that, I think that a lot of guys also believe that they need a gym. So there's a few things with each one of these reasons, right? So like as far as time goes, right? We all have the same amount of time in a day. We all have or in a week. We all have 168 hours in a week. And it's not possible to get more time. You just got to be able to manage your time better, right? As far as working out being a waste of time, working out is going to be crucial, especially when you're living a more sedentary lifestyle, to be able to take care of yourself and to have a longer career, healthier career, and to feel better. And as far as needing a gym, you can absolutely get in great shape without a gym. These are the big lies that I have found that most guys in tech believe as far as, getting in shape and being able to do it on a limited amount of time. So let me explain to you why these don't work. First off, when it comes to time, you can't make more time. We all have 168 hours in a week. It's just a matter of how we use it. All you can do, you can't make more time, but you can manage your time better. You can be more organized with your time, more structured with your time, and how you choose to devote your time is how you're going to be able to actually get working out and fitness into your schedule. The next thing, working out is a waste of time, right? Having that mentality that working out is a waste of time is, I mean, to put it bluntly, in the long run, it's going to kill you because the constant sitting at a desk, being inactive, not exercising, living that sedentary lifestyle is going to shorten your lifespan. There's a variety of reasons why. Obviously, sitting all the time is just not good. It's not good for your health, right? It's not going to do you any favors to be sitting all the time. There's a lot of negative side effects to just sitting. Poor posture, lymphatic system not moving, not really, of course, being active, so not burning as many calories. There's a variety of different negatives to just living that sedentary lifestyle, which most of us in tech do. In fact, you might look at me and think to yourself that you know, that I, probably spend like half my life in the gym. You might look at me and think like I'm a gym rat, but the truth of the matter is I still, just like many guys in tech, spend probably 90% of my life behind a computer screen in a chair, right? But I still look the way that I do. Um, the last thing is needing a gym. So a gym is great to have. It's really a nice thing to have, but it's definitely not something that you need. In fact, you can definitely get in great shape without having a gym. I think not having a gym is really just an excuse. And some guys I've talked to just they didn't have access to a gym because they're working remote. Maybe a gym is too far. Maybe they don't have the time to go to the gym, or maybe um, maybe there's just not a gym anywhere near them. And so they kind of use like not being able to get to a gym as an excuse. And that is absolutely not an excuse. You can definitely get in great shape without a gym. You do not need a gym. So the main pillars to getting in better athletic shape, to building an athletic physique in a short amount of time when you are on a time crunch, is going to be one, managing your time. So this allows you to stay consistent and fit fitness into your schedule. But not only that, it's going to help you with all things in life. Learning how to manage your time better is absolutely going to be something that helps you be more productive, get more done, accomplish more in your life across the board, and to just be probably have less anxiety around your time because it's going to be managed better. You're going to know when you're going to do this, when you're going to do that, when you're going to spend time with your family, when you're going to hit the gym, when you're going to work, when you're going to eat, etc. Managing your time is going to make your life a million times easier, right? The next thing is working out from home. So working out from home is going to, first and foremost, going to save you time. I mean, even if you really are on that much of a time crunch, right? The commute to the gym can just add an extra 20 or 30 minutes to your whole process, right? And working out from home is going to save a lot of time in that department. You're not going to have to worry about a commute. You're not going to have to worry about any of that. You're just going to have to worry about working out from home, and especially if you work out remote, right? If you work remote. If you work remote, then working out from home is going to make your life way easier. You know, you're already like at home. You're pretty much at home all the time. You can easily build an athletic physique from home. This also prevents excuses, all right? If you can work out from home and get in shape, there's really no, especially with minimal equipment, there's really no excuse. You don't have any reason to not start working out, to not start exercising, to not start taking better care of yourself. You just have no excuses. The third thing is it's affordable. Now, I don't think too many guys have talked about how, expensive training can be. However, if saving money is something that's important to you, working out from home is going to save you a lot of money. You're not going to have to pay a gym membership. You're not going to have to spend the gas to get to the gym. You're also not going to have to, let's say pay a trainer, whatever. Like working out from home is super, super cheap, right? So that pretty much eliminates all the excuses as far as working out because of money, time, or, lack of equipment. All right. The last thing is a structured workout routine. So when I first started working out way back in the day, I used to go into the gym and I had no plan. I had no strategy, and I would go in and I'd just do whatever. And what this caused me to do was to waste a lot of time, not get a lot done, ultimately not see any changes in my physique. And I just had no strategy when I went in the gym. I just did whatever, and I didn't see any results. And I ultimately was just wasting my time in the gym. So having a structured workout routine is going to be key to you actually being able to see results and not waste your time. Because even if you only spend, let's say, 30 or 40 minutes in the gym 5 days a week, you also want that time to be productive. You don't want to sit here and spend only 30 minutes and it take you nowhere. You want it to be productive. You want to see results from that time. Otherwise, you're still just wasting your time. So now we're going to break down a little bit more of how to do these things. How do you manage your time? How can you work out from home? How can you structure your routine so that way you actually see results? So the first thing is, let's talk about managing your time. This is probably the biggest component. And the biggest tip I have for you on managing your time is Google Calendar. If you have never used Google Calendar, it is totally free. It is very simple, and I use it all the time to manage my time. And when I started using Google Calendar, I was able to get so much more done in all areas of my life and be a lot more structured, a lot more organized. I had less anxiety about all the things I had to do because everything was super simple and super straightforward. Not only that, but just sitting down, going through a calendar and structuring out everything you do for a week. When you eat, when you sleep, when you work out, when you spend time with your family, whatever. When you have time for recreation, etc. When you actually do this, it is going to benefit so many areas of your life because one, you're going to get a lot of insight on how much time you actually have and how much time you actually waste. And it's also going to let you really see like, okay, this is where I can fit, certain things into my life. Like, oh, when I actually get more structured, I realize, crap, I could actually spend more time with my family. I could actually spend more time than I thought I could spend at the gym. I could actually spend more time on my hobbies. Or maybe you'll have a better understanding as to why your life is so chaotic when you do this, because you'll be like, oh crap, like I'm sitting here doing all this stuff. No wonder I don't have time. It'll become clear. I had that happen to me when I started doing this. I started organizing my time and finding how difficult it was for me to fit everything in. And it was like eye-opening. I was like, geez, no wonder I don't have time for anything. It's because, like I barely even can make time for all of it when I'm sitting down, structuring it, scheduling it. So it's a very powerful exercise for all areas of your life. But we're specifically talking about fitness. And when you sit down and you do this exercise, you sit down, you go through your calendar, you organize everything, you will have a better understanding and a better idea of how much time you actually have in a week, right? Because we all have 168 hours in a week, and assuming that most people work 40 hours a week and most people sleep 8 hours a night, that means you have 72 hours left to do whatever you want to do with. So use Google Calendar, organize your time, and you may actually find that you have a little bit more than 30 minutes a day to work out. In fact, honestly, I was mentioning earlier how for me, I spend most of my life behind a desk. Truthfully, for me, my actual workouts, like for me, I do calisthenics, so I do some skill training, so that puts me in the gym longer than most people, but that's me personally. But as far as my actual workouts that build my physique, I probably spend about 1 hour a day in the gym, plus a little bit of time doing my warm up and maybe a little time doing some dynamic stretching first. But I pretty much spend like an hour in the gym a day with my workouts that build my physique. And so that's like roughly 5 hours a week. And if I have 72 hours after I work 40 hours and sleep 8 hours a day, and I only need 5 hours to build the physique I have, I think most guys could find 5 hours out of 72 available hours, could find 5 hours, right? But you don't need 5 hours. I do recommend that you have more than 1 hour or more than 30 minutes for your workout sessions. I do recommend that, because when you set it to only 30 minutes, there's a lot more restriction and limitation on your programming, and there's certain things that have to be sacrificed, but you can still get a great workout and you can still build muscle in 30 minutes a day. So that means, honestly, you'd only need 2.5 hours. Is that right? 2.5 hours of 2.5 hours of that available 72 hours. You'd only need to set aside 2.5 to actually get in better shape. Like, I think when you sit down with a Google Calendar and you organize your time, you could definitely find that you could successfully set aside a bare minimum of 2.5 hours of your 72 hours a week outside of sleep and working to build an athletic physique. The next part of managing your time is going to be setting reminders. Now, Google Calendar comes with reminders, so that's kind of already incorporated into your calendar. So you start using that, you can have reminders, and that'll let you know when you got to do certain things. But if you want to reinforce that, setting alarms, that helps as well. Sometimes I like to set an alarm because the Google Calendar is just like a quick sound versus an alarm that's driving me crazy. So sometimes setting an alarm for very important things can be really beneficial. The third thing is eliminating distractions. So you'll be amazed at how much time you actually have when you start eliminating distractions from your life. For example, a lot of us like to scroll on TikTok. I don't really scroll on TikTok, but I still find myself getting stuck in the reel trap on Instagram or Facebook. When you start cutting out things like that, you start cutting out time wasters. Maybe you start reducing how much time you spend playing video games, because a lot of guys in tech like to play video games. I'm included. I like video games as one of my hobbies that I like to do for fun. You start cutting back on certain things like this, and you might find that you actually have a lot more time than you thought. A lot of guys think that they don't have a lot of time until they start cutting out distractions. But also, when you're doing things that you need to do, quit letting yourself get distracted. When you're working on coding, when you're working on your work, you're in the gym even, don't sit here and be scrolling on your phone. Don't waste time. Don't let things distract you and then take up more time during that period that's supposed to be set aside for whatever it is that you have it set aside for, right? Like if you have, from 3 to 5, I'm going to build a application. I'm gonna be developing a project. In that 2 hours, don't let your phone distract you or other things distract you, and then that 2 hours take 3 hours, and then now that cuts into your time for other things such as fitness, right? So eliminating distractions, as well as, you don't want to be in the gym scrolling on your phone between workouts, because that takes your 30-minute workout and now makes it a 45-minute workout. You want to eliminate distractions. So Google Calendar, setting reminders, and eliminating distractions are going to be the key to managing your time better. All right, now let's move on to the next pillar, working out from home. So I'm a big calisthenics guy. If you've seen my page, you've seen that I love calisthenics, hybrid calisthenics specifically. So I do use weights and I do calisthenics, but calisthenics is that's what made me go from liking the gym to loving the gym, was calisthenics. And calisthenics is essentially just body weight training. Push-ups are calisthenics, pull-ups are calisthenics, dips are calisthenics, sit-ups are calisthenics. All that stuff is calisthenics. However, when you get more advanced with calisthenics, you start doing crazy things like handstands and muscle ups and all that stuff. But we're not talking about that. But that's what made me go from liking the gym to loving the gym. And what I love about calisthenics is that you can pretty much get a great workout anywhere. And most of my physique has been created through calisthenics. Don't get me wrong, I do lift weights, but most of my physique and my complete transformation came when I actually started doing calisthenics and weights and not just lifting weights, right? Not that weights can't build a great physique, it can, but calisthenics is my personal secret, my favorite way to train. But what's great about it is that calisthenics is minimal. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You don't need a lot of equipment. You only need a bare minimal amount of equipment when combined with calisthenics to be able to really build a great physique. So, and you can do calisthenics anywhere. You can do it from home. You can do it in public. You could do it anywhere, right? You could do calisthenics anywhere. So it eliminates all excuses. So calisthenics is my first trick for working out from home. Second thing is certain kinds of equipment. So resistance bands. Resistance bands is one of my favorite pieces of workout equipment. Now, a lot of guys especially think of resistance bands as like kind of girly, right? We kind of see like, I think women use bands a lot with their like little home workouts, their, Pilates, yoga, whatever it is that they do, right? But resistance bands are actually super powerful. Resistance bands are one of my favorite pieces of equipment for a variety of reasons. They are light, they are cheap, they are easy to store, and they basically allow you to have a gym wherever. You can stand on a resistance band and do workouts with the resistance band. You can do rows, you can do shrugs, you can tie it to the leg of a bed and then make your ab workouts harder or whatever, right? There's so many things you can do with resistance bands, and that's probably one of the most crucial pieces of equipment to being able to build an athletic physique from home. The next thing is adjustable weights. So you don't need adjustable weights, but they're great. If they are a little bit more expensive, but if you can get them, they are great. You can get dumbbells that have these adjustable weights on them, and this prevents you from having to, buy like a rack of weights, which is super expensive. Now, adjustable weights, some good ones can be in the hundreds of dollars. They can be like, the ones I wanted were like 800, right? But you can get them for like, I think around 200, something like that, depending on, which ones you get. But the point is if you have very minimal equipment at your home and you want to build an athletic physique from home, this is a great tool, adjustable weights. Next thing is a doorway pull-up bar. We've all seen a doorway pull-up bar. They're fairly cheap, pretty straightforward. A doorway pull-up bar will help a lot. Pull-ups is one of the best exercises for your back, and being able to do one at home requires a doorway pull-up bar or some form of pull-up bar at home. If you want to be a little bit more extra or, spend a little bit more money, you can definitely get like an outdoor pull-up bar, which I prefer a lot more to a doorway pull-up bar. But if we're trying to save money and we're trying to be minimalist, just do a doorway pull-up bar. Next thing is a weight vest. Now, you don't really need a weight vest when you're first starting working out. You really need to build that foundation first. But if you want to make things like push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups and things like that harder, a weight vest. A weight vest, mine was like $180, but it's like a one-time purchase, and it's 35 pounds in it, and that weight vest has transformed my physique. Again, you don't want to start with a weight vest, but a weight vest will allow you to build some serious strength from home. The next thing is a workout mat. Workout mats are super cheap. They allow you to do sit-ups and work out on the floor, do ab workouts, things like that without any kind of discomfort. So those Those are the main things to being able to work out from home that you're going to need. And the third thing, man, is a structured routine. So, like I mentioned earlier, not having any structure is going to be your worst enemy. If you're going to work out from home, especially if you're going to, well, I mean, it doesn't matter if you work out from home or anywhere, you need a structured routine. But especially if you are going to be, working towards an athletic physique in just like 30 or 40 minutes, you really need to be focused on what you're going to do and have a strategy when you go into the gym. You're not going to just be able to do, a bunch of push-ups or whatever and see some serious results. You're going to need a plan and a structured one to get in and get out quickly and to see results quickly. So the first part of actually having a structured routine will be compound exercises if you're in a rush, right? Compound exercises are going to be exercises that work multiple muscle groups at once. Take burpees, for example. If you've ever seen a burpee, it's where you get down on the ground real quick, you do a push-up, and then you immediately stand up and you do that again. This works a lot of different muscle groups. This works your legs, this works your core, this works your shoulders, this works your arms, this works your chest. All of that in one move, right? And burpees are pretty tough. Even for me, if I do like a bunch of them in like 60 seconds, like they're still pretty tiring. My heart will be racing. You get tired quick. So you're going to want to do a lot of compound exercises. Another one could be something like where you do like a curl to press, right? So that way you're working your biceps and you're working your shoulders. Doing compound exercises will save time and work multiple muscle groups at once, which will help you, structure workouts that are shorter and target multiple muscle groups and save time. Another thing is short rest times. So not resting 60 seconds or 90 seconds between workouts. Shorten your rest times, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Keep them short. This will help you get through your workout a lot quicker. HIIT training. HIIT training is high intensity interval training. And HIIT training by definition is usually pretty fast. So I used to work at a group fitness coaching gym called Sweat 440. And their whole concept behind that gym was basically every 10 minutes there's another workout starting, and you can never be late. So you'd show up and you would jump into these stations. There were 4 stations, and each station lasted for 10 minutes. And there would be short rest times in between each station and shorter rest times in between each workout. I think you'd have like 15 seconds between each workout, and then I think like 45 seconds between each station. By the time you got through all 4 stations, it would be 40 minutes of working out, and you would have a great workout done in just 40 minutes. This was really cool for a lot of people because it was a social environment, but it was also super fast. So they were able to get a great workout in like 40 minutes. And high intensity interval training caters itself to being very fast, but very intense. So doing high intensity interval training is going to be great for you to be able to get a good workout, get your heart racing, and be able to save a lot of time. The next thing is supersets. So supersets is going from one workout into the next with no rest in between. Supersets will help you build a lot of muscle quick because you're not going to be giving your muscles a lot of time to rest. Your muscles are going to be burning, and you're going to be cutting out a lot of that rest time, which is going to make your routines a lot faster. Next thing is hitting all of your muscle groups. You have to hit all of your muscle groups. A lot of people, they'll just train a lot of like pushing movements, and then they'll end up really imbalanced in their back. A lot of people just train upper body and neglect their legs, which is leaving a lot of gains on the table. A lot of people will maybe just train their biceps, not train their triceps, or just train their front delts and not their rear delts, or, whatever, right? Which leads to a lot of muscle imbalances. And when you're on shorter amounts of time, it's harder to be as thorough. So you're going to really want to focus on, being able to hit all your muscle groups in a short amount of time. So being able to have a structured workout program that actually hits all your muscle groups is super important. You don't want to be working out too much on one muscle group and neglecting the others. And the next thing is 3 to 5 days per week. So you want to decide if you want to do 3 or 5 days a week, or 3 to 5 days a week. I recommend no more than 5 days. Maybe you can incorporate a little cardio on the weekends and then do your actual workouts 5 days a week. But I do recommend no more than 5, no less than 3. And now if you're doing 30 minutes a day, I recommend 5. If you're doing maybe a little longer, like 45 minutes to an hour, you could still do 5, or you could maybe cut that down to 3 if you're really on a time crunch. But you definitely want to be doing no less than 3 and no more than 5 days per week of training. And with all that together, structuring your routines, having these structured routines, having the home-based workouts, and managing your time. I mean, managing your time is probably the most important things. You combine all 3 of these, and you can undoubtedly build an athletic physique and get in great shape in no more than 30 minutes a day. So that is the 3 primary pillars to getting in shape. I highly, highly recommend you take the time this week to try Google Calendar, set aside some time, structure your time, schedule your time, and I can almost guarantee you that you will find that you have a bare minimum of at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week that you could dedicate to fitness. And you should, because a sedentary lifestyle is hard on everybody. And you want to be able to live a longer and healthier and happier life and be there for your family and be able to pursue your goals with a relentless intent and have more energy and feel great. So start making time for your fitness. So now that's out of the way, those are my 3 main pillars. That is the strategy to being able to build an athletic physique in a short amount of time. I said at the beginning of this video to comment below at the end of this video. Let me know if you were watching this back on the replay or if you saw this on the live, but comment no time and I will send you my guide that provides you a 30-minute, 5-day-a-week workout routine that hits all your muscle groups, and it's totally free. It's like a free guide, put it together, and it's all you're going to need to get started on your fitness journey. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you and say you're going to get absolutely shredded on 30 minutes a day with this routine. Because like I said before, I highly recommend, if you can, set aside a little bit closer to 45 minutes to an hour. But this will get you started. This will get you in the habit, and you will definitely see some results if you start doing this and you follow what's in this free guide. So let me know. Comment no time in the comments below, and I will send you the free guide. I hope that this has been insightful. I hope that this is very helpful for you on your journey to getting in better shape and building an athletic physique as a tech professional. I will see you next time. And again, be sure to let me know if you saw this on the replay or if you saw this live, and let me know if you want that free guide. Comment no time below, and I will see you guys soon. All right. Peace out.